Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to continue to take a look at the scenario where civilization starts over. In the last episode, we saw the war of the first coalition happen in Asia with a Chinese victory and the Japanese loss, and also Korean loss. Very big Korean loss. Oh my god, why can't I talk? We also saw some stuff happening. I kind of forgot, so I'm just going to there been a treaty to divide like the New England area between Ireland, France. So Oslo expanded their colony. You also got the Balearics invading Florence, and the weird alliance between them and the Baltic formed. Oh, and also I didn't talk about the African country like Cameroon. They joined the alliance too. Basically, this alliance has all of the two big countries' bodies in it because, yeah, want to be as strong as possible and they want to dethrone like the old order or like the Oslo, the Nordic order, basically, even though the Baltic Empire is Nordic, but they will never admit it. They will never dare to admit it. But basically, let's get into it. This we're going to start over here in Asia because the World of course the coalition kind of ended. We're in the 1650s, I think, 1660s over there. But yeah, after that there's not immediately a second coalition because China is kind of building. They are conquering other lands. They're actually expanding, and now people are kind of scared because they're expanding. They're not trying to expand that rapidly though. They're going at a medium pace. After this, they stop because they know what the old government will do. Korea, in the meantime, is kind of dead, but they will try to explore. Also, I will change the land of this so it looks better. But basically, yeah. So see archangels getting funded by their friends. They will keep expanding. And now they're pretty long. They're the Chile of this timeline. Because the original Chile isn't even discovered yet. But now, let's go back here because Japan wants revenge. They're pretty angry at what happened. But the Chinese are not doing anything. Even with the expansion, it's not really a good excuse to do that. But they're going to do with it anyway because they think China is destroying the order. They do not want to restore the old government. They just want to make China a republic, but like not strong enough to unite all of Asia. They do not want a united Asia. They want to be sovereign nations. For this reason, Japan, along with Korea and West Korea, is forming, and also the Philippines are pretty angry about what happened and about how China is winning. And the Philippines are scared that they're getting surpassed. Their navy is still stronger than China's, but it will probably change. So be careful. The Philippines are now investing into their army because they're going to participate in the second coalition if it happens. And also Guangxi is kind of thinking about joining in, and they might. And everyone wants Guangxi in because with Guangxi in, they might be able to defeat the Chinese, but with Guangxi out, they might lose. So they basically need distraction. Laos and Cambodia are not interested yet. Gujarat could not care less. Caspia is busy expanding right now. They do not really care. Like they just want land like this. And now their empire, even though it's not really an empire, just a chill kingdom. Sorry about that. I don't know what was it. Oh, the borders look weird. Don't worry, we'll try to fix it. Ah, looks a little bit better. Basically, they're just expanding and becoming even stronger. They don't really care how they're not unstable because they treat the people good that they are not didn't they assimilated this land, even though it's starting to become pretty vast. But they do not care, basically. Iran does not care, Arabia does not care, Qatar does not, Mesopotamia does not care, Egypt, Somalia, they do not care. Java doesn't really care about this. Myanmar, Bangladesh, most of Asian countries don't care, but in the end, we see that. Also, Hokkaido decides to help Japan this time, but in the end, they're probably going to drop out because the population isn't really that convinced into fighting against China. So yeah, but the second coalition war will start in 1652 when Japan, Hokkaido, Korea, West Korea, Guangxi, and the Philippines all declare war simultaneously on China. Well, that's a pretty big coalition. Too bad that China is really a military power. Like they reformed their army, and also their navy, and also their planes. No, not real planes, but like air force. That's also it. They're reformed. They're not the old China to boss around. They will know pretty soon. In fact, China will immediately go burst after West Korea, destroying them pretty easily. The Koreans are not really able to push back because they're extremely unstable. Like they get defeated pretty easily. China is able to boss them around, and Japan is like, oh, come on, I have to do it myself. But the Japanese will manage to make a landing over here and not taking all of the island. They only take a bit because Chinese resistance is a lot and will also be able to kind of push back. So it's a pretty even war. But now we got Guangxi, which is another Chinese target. But they will only go south a little bit, then after them peace. Guangxi is going to accept because they do not want. Yeah, that's it. Guangxi just surrenders, just drops out like this. Mongolia doesn't care. Like, meanwhile, other things are happening in all this war is. Like, Mongolia has expanded a little bit and they're becoming pretty big. They're also going south now. They might border China soon. And they're scared of this because bordering China is not good. Hokkaido will send reinforcements which will help Korea just a little bit, like two provinces will get liberated. Also, this is without borders, like without provinces. I will turn them on right now. Here we go. Now you guys can see more of the coalition. But the Philippine Navy is bossing China around right now. Like they're winning. They have the superiority. They are pretty strong actually, and they might even make a landing on Taiwan if they prepare it really well. Like if Japan manages to take all South Japan, they might be able to take Taiwan and maybe force China to peace out or maybe defeat them. Who knows? Well, this is what they hope. So for now, the Philippines are now defending themselves. They're not really. They're waiting for Japan. Waiting for Japan is kind of not really good idea though, because they're really slow. Like China has assimilated pretty well this area. The Japanese are still winning. thanks to a kind like they're holding out. They're now helping the Koreans, which are the next target on China's list, though. And even though this war is more even than the first, no. China will just hold in the front lines. Korea is done with this. They surrender because their government is kind of dying. And now Japan, Hokkaido, and the Philippines are left. Hokkaido will drop out. Philippines and Japan will decide to keep fighting. But after, this happens, they're not really over with it yet because they will make a small landing. After this, Japan will surrender. The Philippines will actually still try to fight. Their navy is stronger. They know they cannot get defeated, so they will keep fighting until they decide to finally peace out. They're a pretty nationalist country. They're the most nationalist country in Asia. They absolutely hate China. This is basically a humiliation, but not really. So let's take a look at the peace treaty. This is the peace treaty. All of the Korean peninsula is Chinese now. Japan lost a little bit of land, and this is not nice. Guangxi lost some land to China, which is now focused on the goal to unite Asia. And Korea, Korea is dead. Basically, they will have a civil war. We will see some pro-Asian rebels, like pro-Chinese rebels, basically. Revolutionary, pro-revolution rebels, they will pop out. And they'll have their mainland in Vladivostok area and close to Chinese border. I wonder why. This is like a few months after the war ended. War probably lasted like the Korean front didn't last that much, but we can see 2 years, so like 1655 maybe the civil war is happening, and they have their core land, but basically the Korean government just surrenders, just collapses all of it, and now it won't go that well. Hokkaido will take over all of this. Oh, this is the peace treaty. Basically, Hokkaido kind of saved some Korean land on order of Japan. Siberia got explored also. China gained some land. I wonder why. Korea kind of became sister republic of China now. Basically, this new color is sister republic of China. This is the kind of remnants of Korea supervised by Hokkaido. This is a new country, and a big Asian power has just collapsed like this. And we will see the aftermath because for now, Japan is kind of like, yeah, we might not be able to fight China now. This is. But now we'll go over to other places because stuff is happening like Java has decided to lock in, forming a small empire, but not really. They're they're like pirates, but not really. But then we'll go over because stuff is going to happen. You see, Line Belgium is kind of in crisis. They're starting to. Their downfall, they're kind of falling off. They're and now they're starting to become a bit more aggressive because they need to keep their empire. They've they're pretty stable with the land they got, so it's time to officially do it. I'm looking at you, Wilson Cornwall. Basically, we see Belgium troops crossing in and just get because did not expect a Belgian invasion. They did not expect that they will go after their old lands, but they actually did. and they fall pretty quickly, like maybe 1 or 2 months. It's a pretty quick invasion. The Belgians, I will do it with you guys, the peace treaty, full annexation. And now England seems like it's returning under Belgian domination, and it will probably not be able to gain their independence away. Scotland is pretty happy with being free. They're neutral, not really have a side. Normandy. Normandy is kind of in the center, and they might not exist. Oh, come on, them too. Yeah, the expansionist government has took over, and now they will go over Tanzania and Zanzibar. They will make a landing, basically being able to make a Lime country colonizing this area. This is not the first time, but they will arrive over here and they will find not Djibouti. It has the same color as Djibouti laser wicso, but this is Somalia. And they will find each other, and the Belgians are really thinking about invading this country and just killing them. To bet that the Egyptians might have something to say about that. And yeah. But now we'll go over to the Americas where Oslo is heavily investing in, and they have reasons to invest in it, and they will go over and basically take over all of this. Quebec is Norwegian. So we could see the Belgians, of course. They they're hysteric now. They will do anything, but really anything to keep their empire, including becoming pretty stable, even though not really yet. We will see Ireland crossing in and creating these wonderful borders. Yeah, guys, they're Europeans. What did you expect? Did you expect good borders? Oh no 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 no. It's going to be hellish borders. Yeah, wonderful. Scotland is not having a colonial empire, sadly. They're a bit weak for that, but it's not really a reason because if they were aligned with the city of they could maybe got there. But now Ireland basically blocks them. But they will also see another exploration campaign. They will go further, far, really, really far. Like, really, really far. Oh, yeah, like this. Half of Canada has been discovered. No, not like, uh, I'll just do this. Yeah, I know it's a lot of land discovered, but yeah, 67, 60, 70, 1670. We see this happening. Hispaniola has finally been colonized by the Balearics, which are now realizing the threat that the Belgians are becoming again. And the dictators are succeeding each other, and all of them are conserving the tradition of being expansionist. The Amazon, it's a pretty hard place to live in, so do not really go that far into it. They will go far and discover Cuba though, and the Caribbean. It's really wonderful, ain't it? But now, Bermuda, that island. Oh no. The Balearics have claimed this island too. Really, their empire is pretty big. Basically, yeah. But now we go over to see what's going on over here in Arabia because Egypt wants really to expand now. They want they didn't expand last episode. We will see Arabian country forming now, which is blocking off Egypt from expanding. They will not bother though, like they're not angry. They will chill for now. Egypt is not really an expansionist country. Like they won't land, sure, but there's no need to be angry with this. But now they will try to help Sudan getting strong and they will give them lots of land, making them a bit unstable, but not really. They managed to hold on and now they're starting to become relevant and they can depend alone now. They might get independence one day, who knows. But for now, they're under protection from Egypt. Since there was that anarchist thing a few episodes ago. Now we see the true Russian Union basically just looking in. We see Caspia taking this thing. Yeah, but now think about it. 21 minutes into the clock. Look at Mongolia. Mongolia is starting to get intentions with China because they're really scared of them now. They do not know what they will do. So that's not really a tough thing. But we will see Chinese troops crossing in because they were kind of forced to, not gonna lie. Goons will threaten them with hostility, so they decided to attack first. But Japan doesn't like this. The War of the Third Coalition has started, and we will see it over here because why not? Let's see what will happen. Japan joins in, the current sister republic joins in, what's left of Korea joins in, Hokkaido joins in, the Philippines, of course, join in. Guangxi will remain neutral for now. But basically, what we see, oh, this country also will join in against the Chinese. But for now, we'll see that China will just fight against Mongolia. They didn't expect to actually be that. They didn't expect the Asians to be that, you know, it's revengeful. Like they're actually keeping coming back and back and coming back and keep fighting, never stopping. But we see the Japanese liberating their land pretty quickly. I think 1658 maybe. No, it's probably 1660. A few years have passed from this war. See Japan winning. This time Hokkaido came prepared. Speaking of Hokkaido, they're winning against just the Republic of Korea for now, but for the few years this thing has been in power, they've improved like a lot. And now they have to fight other two countries, and Korea doesn't really stand a chance. They will capitulate pretty easily. The old Korean government has officially died. Hokkaido is pretty angry at this, but they will immediately try to lock in, but they will fail the attack. They will get pushed back badly. Now China will also cross into Manchuria. Not those two countries are all of them dead now. Even this coalition is going badly. Mongolia Mongolia after this will decide just to drop out because they're kind of having trouble now, so they surrender. Japan, Hokkaido, and the Philippines are left once again. Hokkaido isn't going to drop out this time though. They will keep fighting somehow, but is it really worth it because the Koreans are starting having in mass and they will have a big victory because some population here is Korean because Hokkaido took their land. Remember that? So they're kind of welcoming them with open arms. The Hokkaidians are starting to realize that maybe they shouldn't have joined. Japan ain't living. They cannot allow this country to live once again, though. Japan was winning, but now the Chinese are coming crashing down, and they really want to give up now because they realized. But the Chinese are going to be cruel this time and going to cross their land and starting to win and then offering them peace. The Philippines, they are still winning. No landing on Taiwan. Conditions are getting worse and worse. The Philippines will just ask for some money. China will give them it. War operations victory for the Philippines, second time in a row. And the Hokkaidoans are really the only one left. And not that they are alone, they accept facing out because they have other things to do. So the war of the third coalition is over. Let's take a look at the peace treaty. Old Korean government is dead. And this Korean Republic isn't unstable because the people actually like it and they can leave if they don't want to be in it. The Korean government was a bit more secessionist, was more isolationist and stuff. Japan is starting to lose a land, like pretty badly. But this is the peace treaty. China is becoming stronger and stronger. They also expanded. And now, after this victory in the coalition, they want to stay out. They want to stabilize now, improve themselves, hopefully keep the dream of United Asia, which might be happening because they've won three big wars against numerous nations, and during these three wars they expanded and kind of united the old Chinese empire. But they want a peacefully united Asia. They kind of freeing nations. We will see if their dream might coming true. We will see though expansion now because Myanmar has been tired of not expanding. They also want to expand big. Cambodia and Vietnam are still going to expand because they do not care, especially with Wang Xi not getting involved. So Laos and Cambodia, they have weird borders. They're okay. But now something is going to happen. It's the end of the episode. We're going to see this happening. Belgians colonized this. They're getting pretty close. Their rage, the currents, they make a landing in India. They did it. Europeans have reached Asia. And with this, the video concludes. See ya.